friends, and welcome to another adventure with fantastic first grade frogs. Today we're going to talk about producers and consumers. Now you might remember last time when we talked about this book, What Do We Buy? And in this book we looked at goods and services. Now remember, a good is something that you buy, you give whoever some money, and you buy it and you take it home and you get to keep it. You might eat it, or you might use it, or you might go for a bike ride on it, but you get to keep it. A service is something that you spend money on. You have to pay somebody, but you don't get to take something home. Maybe they might fix your teeth, or deliver your mail, or fix your bike, but you don't really get to keep the person, and you don't get something new. So we're going to talk today about producers and consumers. Now, a producer is a person who makes goods and services, and a consumer is someone who buys them. So we're going to turn into that part of the book where we skipped last time and read about consumers and producers. Did you know that you were a consumer and a producer? A consumer is someone who buys or uses goods and services. Now in the information box right here it says, these boys are consumers, they're buying candy. You are a consumer when you buy a new toy. You are a consumer when you listen to your teacher read a book. So when you're listening to me read a book, you're being a consumer. You're listening to the book. Or when you buy a new toy, you're going to the store and you're buying something, then you would get a good. If you're listening to me read a book, then you're getting a service. A producer is someone who makes goods or services. So a person who makes or provides services, makes goods or provides services, is called a producer. They produce something. Produce means make. You are a producer when you make cookies for a bake sale. Do you notice they use that word make there? That's a key word. They're making cookies for the bake sale, so they're a producer. You are a producer when you wash your mom's car. So here they were making a good. Here they were doing a service. And both of those are things that producers do, make a good or perform a service. So you can be a producer and a consumer. And in this next book called Who's Buying, Who's Selling, we're going to look a little bit more at that part. This is by Jennifer S. Larson, and it's about understanding consumers and producers. Who's Buying, Who's Selling, Understanding Consumers and Producers, by Jennifer S. Larson. Now, there's a great table of contents again here. We can learn about consumers, producers, buyers and sellers, cost and benefit, and supply and demand. And this shows which page we'd look on to find each of those things. But we're going to kind of just start reading at the beginning. Consumers. The treats at this bakery smell good. This boy buys a cookie. He buys one for his sister too. So he is buying the cookie. That means he is yep, that's right, he's the consumer. Now this person is selling them. She probably made the cookies, so she's the producer. When you buy something, you are a consumer. A consumer buys goods and uses services. It says these consumers are enjoying the cookies they bought. So here's the boy and his sister, and they're eating those cookies. A good is something we can touch, such as a bike. A service is something someone does for another person. A person who fixes bikes provides a service. You can see here, the girl didn't get a new bike, but the person fixed her bike. So she got a service for her money. She didn't get something new, but she did get her bike fixed. So that's a service. Producers. Where do goods and services come from? People have jobs making goods and providing services. It says here, dairy farmers provide a good. They raise dairy cows. The cow's milk is a good. So you don't exactly get to take home the cow, but you get to take home the milk from the cow, and that's a good. Someone who makes a good or provides a service is called a producer. And it says this man is making a good. He is making cheese. And so here he is making cheese, and that would be a good. Producers need resources to make goods and provide services. Resources are the things producers use to create goods and services. says wood is one example of a resource. And we talked about that last time. We talked about how producers need natural resources and other kinds of resources to make the things that they make or to provide the service that they provide. Wood and nails are resources a builder uses to make a house. A screwdriver and a wrench are resources used to fix a bike. Producers decide what to make with the resources they have. It says these blueberries are a resource for a baker. A baker has lots of blueberries. She decides to make blueberry pies. And of course, that's a good that the producer can sell. Buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers depend on each other. People need food and clothes. They need a place to buy them. Sellers provide many things we need and want. It says this house painter is selling a service people want. So of course the people are paying this house painter to paint their house, and that's a service that this person provides. Sellers depend on buyers too. When you buy a good or service, the seller earns money. Sellers use the money they earn to buy the things they need and want. It says this woman earned money from selling new homes to families. She can use the money to buy items such as clothing. So once people are a producer and they sell something or they provide a service, they make money that they can then use to buy their own goods and services. The price is the amount of money people pay for a good or service. The seller decides the price. It says a grocery store worker makes sure the prices on the food are correct. If the price is too high, no one will buy it. If the price is too low, the seller might not earn enough money. It says this clothing is priced at $10. Will it sell? Well, we don't know. We have to find out. Will someone buy it? Anywhere people buy and sell goods and services is called a market. Consumers make choices about what to buy in a market. It says people are selling goods in this outdoor market. Not all markets are indoors, are they? Different farmers are all selling apples. How will you decide which ones to buy? You might decide based on the price, or you might buy the apples that taste best to you. So there's all different kinds of buckets of apples here, and they all have different prices. And so you might decide, well, I want the ones that cost a certain amount of money. Or you might say, well, I want the ones that taste sour or taste sweet. So you make decisions based on the cost and on what you want. Cost and benefit. Consumers think about the cost when they buy something. The cost is what we give up. We give up money and the chance to buy something else. It says the girl is thinking about the costs of buying a bike. Consumers also think about the benefits of spending their money. A benefit is what we gain when we buy something. We get what we want or need. She decided that the benefits of the bike were greater than the cost. We all make choices about what to buy. You might need new pencils for art class, but maybe you also want to buy a toy. What are the costs of buying pencils? What are the benefits? What are the costs and benefits of buying the toy? It says if you buy the toy, you won't have pencils for art class. So we all have to make choices about what we buy, and we can't buy everything we want. Nobody has enough money to buy everything they want, so we have to make choices. Supply and demand. It is a hot day and you are thirsty. You see just one lemonade stand. The demand for lemonade is high. Lots of people want it. They have only one place to get it. The seller can get a high price for the lemonade. On another hot day, you see a lot of lemonade stands. The supply is high. That means there is a lot of lemonade. Sellers can't set their prices too high. You can find a good deal on lemonade. So this book was all about consumers and producers, goods and services. Let's look at some pictures and decide if they are goods and services, producers, or consumers. All right. This first picture shows a chef making some food. Is the chef providing a good or a service? Well, you could be right with either one, right? The chef is providing a service. He's cooking the food. When you buy the food, you are paying the chef to cook your food, and you're also buying a good. You're buying the food, right? And you get to keep it and eat it. How about this? Is this a good or a service? Yep, this is a bed, right? If you went to the store and you bought a bed, you would be buying a good. You get to keep it. You get to take it home and use it to sleep on. Oh, look at this cart of groceries. Is that a good or a service? Yes, these are goods. When you go to the grocery store, you buy a bunch of goods and you get to take them home and eat them or use them. How about this? This is a car. Is that a good or a service? That is a good. If you go out and buy a car, you would be getting to take it home. You would pay the person money and you would take it home and use it. Ah, postal worker. Is that a good or a service? Yes, that's a service. You don't really get to keep the postal worker. You get the mail that she brings. Someone is paying by buying a stamp to send you a letter, and they're paying the postal worker to provide that service for you. How about this person? Good or service? Yes, this is a service. The person is cleaning the floor. This must be a custodian. Maybe he's Mr. Steve. And he's cleaning the floor. So he's providing a service. He's being paid to keep things clean for people. A shirt, is it a good or a service? You're right, it's a good. You would get to buy it at the store and keep it and take it home and wear it. Now we saw a car earlier, and here's another car, but this time we have a person who's standing by the car fixing it. Is this a good or a service? Yes, this is a service. We're paying the person not to give us a new car, but to fix the car we have. So we're paying for a service for them to fix our car. Here's a picture of a dentist working on some teeth. Is that person a good or a service? That's kind of silly, isn't it? We wouldn't take the dentist home with us. No, we're paying for the dentist to fix our teeth. So that's a service. Very good. Now let's look at some producers and consumers. Now some of these pictures might have both, so let's keep a really good eye on these. Now we have a picture of people eating at a restaurant. Would these be producers or consumers? You're right, they're consumers. They bought the food at the restaurant and they're eating it. They're consumers. This person is making something in a factory. Is this person a producer or a consumer? Yes, you heard that word make, didn't you? Yes, a person who makes something or does something for someone else is a producer. So this person is a producer. They're producing something. Maybe it's for car parts or something for your house. Here's some people at a market. Producer or consumer? That one's tricky, isn't it? Because in the background here, we have this person weighing the carrots, and he looks like he might be selling the carrots. So he would be the producer, probably the farmer that grew the carrots on his farm, and he's selling them. The person in the front is buying the carrots, so that would be the consumer. Consumers buy things. Oh, here's a person out shopping, looks like for clothes. Would this be a producer or a consumer? Yeah, she's buying something, so she is a consumer. Here's a person that's making a chimney. It's a bricklayer person. Are they a producer or a consumer? Very good. They are a producer. They're making something. They're making a chimney. So this person is producing or making a chimney. Ah, we have a baker. Is the baker a producer or a consumer? Yes, he is making bread. He's producing bread. He's a producer. Very good. Ah, now we have two people. Producer or consumer? That was another tricky one, isn't it? So we have this person here who looks like she's looking at this dress and maybe wants to buy it. She has her purse. So she'd be the consumer. She's the one buying it. The person here is showing it to her and showing her the features. Looks like she's probably the person who is selling it, probably the producer. Maybe she made it. And so she is selling it. She's the producer. And here's the consumer buying it. Finally, we have a picture of a farmer driving a tractor. Producer or consumer? Absolutely. He's a producer. He would be making food, or like the person in the book, he would be a dairy farmer making milk for us from cows. So a farmer would be a producer. Well, that's all the time we have for producers and consumers today. I hope you enjoyed producers, consumers, goods, and services. Have a good day. Bye.